Shalom, shalom. All praises came back. So we're going to go into another scripture. We left off with Isaiah chapter 1, verse 3. Let me recap on that. Listen to what it says. And this was about the Israelites. This is Isaiah chapter 1, verse 3. The ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib. But Israel does not know, my people doth not consider. What do you think he meant by this? They do not consider. Because you're too wrapped up in being black. You're too wrapped up being African American. You're too wrapped up being a nigger. You're too wrapped up being all these proverbs that you don't consider who you truly are. And it's a shame. It really is. But this lets us know that we were in a state where we were asleep. We didn't know who we were. You know? Now we're waking up. So we're going to go into a scripture that talks about that. We're going to go into Baruch chapter 2, verse 30 through 35. And let's see what it says. And it says, for I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people. But in the land of their captivity, they shall remember themselves. Verse 31, and shall know that I am the Lord, their God, for I will give them a heart and ears to hear, and they shall praise me in the land of their captivity, and think upon my name, and return from their stiff neck and from their wicked deeds, for they shall remember the ways of their fathers, which sinned before the Lord. And I will bring them again into the land which I promised with an oath unto their fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And they shall be the lords of it. And I will increase them, and they shall not be diminished. And I will make an everlasting covenant with them to be their God, and they shall be my people. And I will no more drive my people of Israel out of the land that I have given them. Woo! That is right out of the Apocrypha. When I said Baruch, it might have threw somebody for a loop, just in case. Actually, if you want to go into this too, go to Hebrews chapter 8, verse 6 through 13. The new covenant. See, religion tells you what? Replacement theology. You can kick that out the window too. Because guess what? Israel was never done away with. Yasharallah was never done away with. We are punished people. We're under the curses, but we're going to be liberated pretty soon. Now, we know, according to Revelations and everything, we got to go through Jacob's trouble and the things that are coming down the pipeline. But at the end of the day, you need to know this truth. You know? Let's move on further with this. Now, I won't go right back to the enemy. We're going to talk about them for a little bit. So, okay. Let's say if anyone want to jump on board and talk about, the Holocaust. All right, I'll give you that. I'll give it to you for a minute. We'll talk about that for a second. That's an inside job. I'm going to tell you why. That was in what, 1941, 1945, around that time? Okay. So who did that to you? Your own people. Who were they? Well, they were Polish. They were the Germans, Bulgarian, Russians, Nazis. Isn't that something? Those are your own people that did that. See, everybody wants to run to the Holocaust. What about all my people that died on them ships? You ain't got to count on that. Thousands by thousands and millions by millions of my 12 tribe people of Israel that have died on ships, that was hung in trees, that was lynched, and all the things that were going on. I don't even think about that. Move on a little further with this.